Hi everyone, it's Kristen. So my last video was the most embarrassing thing in my collection. Today it's the saddest thing in my collection, and I'll show you why that is you know in just a minute. But um, it relates to food, I guess you could say. And honestly, if you watch my first video, you can see that I've come a long way from that video in terms of being more comfortable filming myself. But honestly, I still get this little pit in my stomach before I film these videos, like every time. I'm not sure why. I mean, I am shy by nature. So I still get those little pits in my stomach. Like I said, I think I've come a long way, but of course, I still have a ways to go. But I appreciate you guys, watching my videos, supporting me. That just gives me a little bit more confidence to film these, to know that someone out there is actually watching them and enjoying them. And I love the interaction that I've been having with you guys. And it's been fun. Like, I love when you guys leave me comments and, comment on my post, on my video. So for one thing, I found this shirt in my closet. Let me see if I can. Well, this is going to be a little awkward. I'm sorry. I didn't think this through. But see, it's Storm cereal, and it says, with extra marshmallows, stormy flavors, and then you get free earrings. Excuse me while I awkwardly pull my shirt back down. um, I got this for Christmas one year. I believe they got it on Etsy. And I just thought it was really cute, and it's appropriate for today's video because we're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about food labels. I mean, I found this the other day when I was looking for something else, actually, and I just thought, wow, okay. To show you, this kind of reaffirms what a huge superhero fan I was, because I kept all these. So these were, from the 90's. I'm not exactly sure, like, exactly when, because, I mean, they're not dated, but anyway, so this is my first non-X-Men item, so I might as well start with this one. So, yeah, Kraft macaroni and cheese. I had to beg my mom to let me get this, because, of course, we didn't normally eat, I will say a lot of, like, processed food, junk food, which, not that mac and cheese is that bad for you, but, so I had to beg my mom to get this, and she was like, well, why does it matter that it's this? Or I would use my own money to buy it sometimes, buy this kind of stuff, because, we didn't normally get this kind of stuff all the time. It was more like a treat, a special occasion. Like on Christmas, we would get sugared cereal like this. We got to pick out our own sugared cereal. And that was like a big deal for us because, not to say we never had like anything like that, but usually it was more rare than not. Anyway, but yeah, that was a big deal, sugared cereal. And then when we would visit my grandma, and she would let us pick out our own cereal, our own whatever we wanted to eat, and we got to go out to eat a lot. That was a big deal too. But anyway, off topic. So, it gives you the shapes, and then it tells you, gives you just a teeny little backstory about the characters. Just like a 2 or 3 sentences. And I had to make sure I collected them all. So here's Batman, Robin, Batgirl. Obviously, this was like during the Batman animated series show and the Superman show and the Justice League, because you can tell it kind of has that animation to it. And I don't know why I did this, but like this one, like I cut, separated it. I'm not sure why though. And then you have this one too. I mean, Superman, he's a popular character, so he gets to be on 2 boxes. And then, yeah, the backs, same thing. You know, it shows you the shapes again and gives you just a little brief history about each of them. And then I didn't save the boxes. I just kept them in the one box. Because I guess I felt like I didn't need to save all 3 boxes. That's why I cut them. So, because of course, the boxes, both boxes would not fit into each other. Let's see what's next. So, speaking of another thing that we never really got that sometimes I would talk my mom into letting me have, Chef Boyardee. Yeah. Another thing that we rarely got, but sometimes as a treat we did. And it gives you, you know, the shapes. It's Wolverine, Beast, Rogue, and then their little, you know, emblem, the X-Men symbol. And they don't have anything on the back of them. Actually, I think one of these does. I don't know why I saved so many of these. Oh, no, I'm wrong. None of these do. Okay, well, anyway. So, I'm actually surprised that Rogue is one of the characters and not Storm, because I always felt like Storm was more popular than Rogue. Like, before Hallmark started doing superhero ornaments, I remember there was this ornament company called Carlton Cards, maybe, and they had a Wolverine and a Storm ornament, but those were the only 2 ones. I talked about those in my my superhero Christmas ornaments video. So, and then you have this one. It's a little bit different than this one. Like, not a ton different, but a little bit. Oh, this is the one that had something on it, but it doesn't have to do with X-Men. Like, you can redeem this for these, like, little free beanbag buddies. So you can, you know, send in so many UPCs, it says 4, in postage and handling, and they'll send you one of these. Which, you know, is interesting. You'd think it'd be like something X-Men related, but it wasn't. And then these are actually different. See, rather than just Wolverine, you now have Beast, Wolverine, and Rogue. They still have the same shapes, Wolverine, Beast, Rogue. They added Professor Xavier to this one. And then, again, still the emblem. And they actually have something on the back. It's very wordy. Let's see. Basically what it says, hey, kids, the X-Men need your help. Oh, it's saying you can find one of these villains in the Chef Boyardee, and it's Mr. Sinister and Stripe. And it just, you know, kind of, see, it says Mission Briefing 37, Sinister, Mission Briefing 38, Stripe. It just gives you, like, a little, like, mission that you're supposed to do. Like, for example, Mr. Sinister is, those vile villains, the Nasty Boys, have engaged Cyclops in life-threatening combat. I do not need to tell you, X-Men, that where the Nasty Boys lurk, Mr. Sinister cannot be far behind. I guess that's true. Cyclops can take care of himself, but a team of X-Men should be sent to strike at Sinister. Wolverine is a savage match for this menace, while Beast's cool rationale can formulate a plan using Rogue's powers to subdue the always dangerous Mr. Sinister. So they give, like, a little reasoning as to why these 3 characters are on the front. Let's see. And then Stripe, the Antarctic is home to a lot of different creatures. And now, according to the War Room's computer systems, to Stripe as well. Take your blue team with you and prepare to engage your foe. Beast will brief you on Stripe's history and powers along the way. Listen closely, for you may learn what you need to know to defeat Stripe. Rogue and Wolverine will form the initial scout assault team, all while taking direction from Beast. Good luck to you, my loyal X-Men. So there's that one. Oh, and then there's one different. See, now you have Storm, Wolverine, and Archangel. And let's see. Oh, and this one has Wolverine, Storm, Archangel, and Professor X in the little emblem. So if you got this one, you did get different shapes. And there's actually different briefings. See, it says Magneto and Exodus. And I probably, like, because these were hard to get off the can sometimes, so I could have bought more of these cans, but this is all I could probably salvage, because sometimes they just stuck to the can and ripped. So the mission briefing for Magneto is, our old foe Magneto is once again plotting the domination of humanity, and the X-Men must stop him. He will work in pairs. Archangel will carry Wolverine, because he can't fly, and come in from behind. Wolverine's adamantium skeleton and Archangel's metal wings are particularly vulnerable to Magneto's magnetic powers. It'll be up to you and Storm to make sure that your frontal attack is successful in distracting Magneto from your teammates. And then Exodus is another day, another danger room test. Today, you are being sent to capture Exodus. You'll be teamed with computer simulations of Wolverine, Storm, and Archangel. Don't be too cocky. Your teammates have been programmed to join Exodus if he can persuade them. Storm and Archangel will be his first targets, leaving you and Wolverine as sitting ducks on the ground. If you're not fast enough to overcome your teammates, you may end up fighting them as well. If you're not fast enough to overcome Exodus, you may end up fighting your teammates. So I thought that was fun that they have the little mission briefing on the back, and then of course depending on which character you find, I'm sorry that's hard to see, which character you find in your SpaghettiOs, then that's who, that's the mission brief. That's the mission brief that you're going to engage in. So, okay, let's see. This is next. This was at Burger King's promotion. This was, X-Men Evolution, obviously. And, it just gives you a little activity thing and a couple of these. Because I just, again, I had to really talk my mom into going. And sometimes I'd spend my own money because, fast food is just not something we did very often. It was like a treat. So, and then on the back, it tells you, their little computer discs, little CD-ROMs. I had these. I don't know who they are. Like, I need to reorganize my collection because it's a little bit in a state of disarray. Like, I feel like I have stuff, and I know I do, but I can't find it. It's somewhere. So I have, let's see, I found some of the action figures that went with these kids' meals. Cyclops, which I think he can stand on it. Nope, he cannot stand on his own. Mystique. I think there was maybe a base that went with these because they all have these little, like, raised parts right here. And then, Rogue, which, of course, I wanted Rogue the most because, she's my favorite. And I have the CD somewhere. I don't know where right now. And then, of course, the most famous of X-Men promotions, the Pizza Hut X-Men promotion. And I have the comic books somewhere separately. And I'm not sure why I cut Bishop out. See, it gives you like a little character guide on the back and, a couple of activities to do. And I'm not sure why I cut Bishop's head out. I have no idea. I still have my VHS tapes. Sorry. I was just all of a sudden like, wait a second. And I got to go to Pizza Hut a lot more because they had the reading program when I was younger, when you read so many books and you got a free personal pan pizza. Oh yeah, Book It. That's the program where you could read. And sorry, it's hot because it's getting hot here, and I can't run the air conditioning while I'm doing these videos, otherwise you cannot hear me over the sound of the air conditioning. So if I, seem a little discombobulated or like you see me glowing, that's why. Yeah, so, and then of course I have the cups, and I have of course this one's my favorite, Brogan Gambit. I feel like they're, sometimes like one entity. And then Wolverine and Jubilee, like ever since her the days in the Australian outback when she rescued him, I feel like they're kind of, usually put together. Oh, and this was Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Bishop. I feel like maybe I'm missing one, missing a cup. Again, it's somewhere here. It's here somewhere. I mean, I don't know. And this was, the lids that went on it. I think one year I used this lid, one of these lids, as like, and put it on a belt to be rogue for Halloween. Let's see what else. This. Okay, so this I had to do a little bit of research on because, again, I could not find my cards to go with this. I know I have them. I mean, they're with all my other cards, which for the life of me, I don't know where they are right now, but I have them. So I had to look this up on the internet to see what was going on. So, and I went by Chris back then because I thought I was rebelling and I thought it was cooler than being Kristen. So this is like a poster of all the gold medalists who won the X-Men games. Sponsored by Nerds. They're on the package of the back of Nerds. There were these cards. Like I said, I have the cards somewhere. I don't know where they are. So I had to look this up, so that because I couldn't remember exactly what the categories were, or who Archangel faced off to get, his gold medal. So basically, categories were Aeronautics, Nightcrawler versus Jubilee. And you can see that Jubilee won, which, okay, Nightcrawler was literally an acrobat in the circus. So, I'm sorry, but there's no way. Like, I can't remember if this was fan voted or if, like, because, Jubilee's in her, it looks like Generation X costume right here, kind of. Anyway, I don't know if this was fan voted or if they just, kind of decided. Because I feel like if it was fan voted, maybe Jubilee would have won because she was kind of a popular character back then. Because, I mean, she was in the animated series and Nightcrawler was only in, maybe like a handful of episodes. Even though Nightcrawler is my favorite, definitely out of the two especially. But anyway, Nightcrawler being a literal, acrobat from the circus, I feel like he's definitely would win that, but no, they said Jubilee won, and I'm like, okay. And then E-Ball, which was Cyclops, which he won, versus Bishop. I'm not sure what E-Ball was. Maybe it was like targeted, like, like how they people shoot the clay pigeons, they release them, and they say pull, they shoot them for target practice. I feel like maybe it was that. The other thing I can think of is like dodgeball. You had to dodge all of them. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Like I said, I don't know where my cards are. And then let's see. Laser hurdles was Banshee versus Quicksilver, which, okay, I don't know if it's like who is fastest or who is more agile or what, but I mean, Quicksilver, I think I remember reading that he can like run at Mach speeds of Mach 5 and Banshee can like fly at Mach 1, somewhere in there. So if it's speed, then Quicksilver should have won. So again, I'm not sure how they came up with these, but it was fan voted. Quicksilver in the comics, especially back then, he was known for being a jerk. Like he had a very one of those personalities that you're just like, wow, okay then. You didn't really want to interact with him much because, yeah, he was just a jerk back then. So, and then let's see, for the Megatoss, Colossus versus Rogue. Even though I love Rogue, she's my favorite. I feel like this probably would have been Colossus, his win. I remember hearing something like Rogue can lift anywhere from 50 to 100 tons, and Colossus like 70 to like 150 or something like that. So I feel like he would have won. But I mean, I'm happy Rogue won because I like her. She's my favorite. So I was happy to have this poster, with her on it. And then this one was interesting. I'm thinking because it's like para diving. So like I think it's kind of like the pterodactyls, the Savage Land, how they dive. Like when, you do a swan dive off the diving board into a pool, I feel like these are like pterodactyls when they swoop down and dive. So it was Archangel versus Storm, which Archangel won, which if they're going by that, then yeah, I feel like he would definitely win because he has wings already. That kind of gives him more of a kind of advantage, I guess. And then there's a Spaceball, Beast versus Phoenix. I mean, even though she's in her Jean Grey costume right there, I mean, and she did, has gone by Phoenix before. It was Spaceball again. I'm not sure if this is like dodgeball or something, or if it's like target practice. I don't remember. I'm not sure, but Jean won, and then you have for tunnel wrestling. That's literally what it says on the card. You have Wolverine versus Sabretooth. And of course, they're not going to let Sabretooth win. I mean, he's a villain. Like, he's not even an X-Men. So, like, at this point, he was definitely full-on villain. So, Anyway, like, I thought that was interesting. I forgot I got this sent away for this. And I got two with my name on them, though. Thinking if something happened to this one, I'd have a spare. But just thought that was really interesting and just fun. Like I said, I don't know how they voted on that, but I mean, if it was fan voted, okay. But if they were going by like actual powers and stuff, I think they missed the mark on some of them. So we've gotten to the point where why I call this the saddest thing in my collection. So you know how we were talking about we didn't get to have very many junk food items. Well, here's another one. So this is Toastettes. This is actually, it's funny because when you think toaster pastries, you think Pop-Tarts, Kellogg's Pop-Tarts. This is Toastettes by Nabisco. I had to look it up because, obviously you don't see them anymore. They went out, or they stopped selling these like 2002. But anyway, it's X-Men. It says you can win a party with Wolverine. And so one lucky prize, grand prize winner, you and 10 guests, that's a lot, get to party with Wolverine and Storm. It's a private 25th anniversary party for Wolverine, and you get to join in the fun. Enjoy an awesome weekend in Florida for 10 people. That's pretty cool. I mean, explore Universal Studios Island of Adventure, including Marvel Superhero Island. I never got to go there. I mean, that's too bad, because I would have definitely liked to go there. And get drawn into a Marvel X-Men comic book. Oh, I so want to win that. Oh man, like I spent a ton of money, like ton of my money, and begged my mom to buy these for me so I could get that. I really, really wanted that prize. Be the first to play the new Marvel video game demo. I don't know which game that is. I don't remember. First prize gets amazing backpack filled with Wolverine sports watch, X-Men t-shirt, Wolverine hat, Storm collectible figure. I wonder which one that was. Storm basketball and Wolverine collectible art. That sounds pretty cool too. Second prize, and first prize was 100 winners. Second prize was 10,000 winners, and you get a special edition of Wolverine 25th anniversary comic book. Anyway, so it gives you like a teeny little comic, and it's The Hunt for Apocalypse. and Storm and Wolverine are talking, and Storm's like, only your enhanced senses could lead us here, Wolverine. And apparently Apocalypse has captured members of the X-Men. He's going to use their powers to create the Ultra Mutant, the most powerful mutant ever. And with it, I will purge the pitiful planet of weakness. So swears Apocalypse. And Wolverine comes flying, and he's like, that's enough out of you, bub. How about tangling with us now? Wolverine, Storm, you have no chance of rescuing your fallen comrades. Instead, I will merely add your powers to those of my Ultra Mutant. Wolverine, those cables. Apocalypse must be controlling the transfer. I hear you, boss, talking to Storm. Let's cut the juice loose. So it looks like it's Gambit who was captured, and Apocalypse is like, blast you, X-Men. You may have won the day, but Apocalypse will yet reign over this miserable Earth. You can run, Fiend, but you know the X-Men will always be there to stop you. That's what Storm said. So it looks like Gambit for sure, and it's hard to recognize in Rogue, and it's hard to recognize this other person. I can't tell who he is. Anyway, so of course that's like, sorry, you are not a winner. Try again. Please try again. Which I was like, okay, but the reason why this is the saddest thing in my collection is I actually did win. I won the second prize, a special edition Wolverine 25th anniversary comic book, which I don't have because I never sent this in to claim it. That's what makes it so sad. I remember being like so excited, like that I actually won something, because like I never won anything and still really never won anything, but I was so excited just to have this that I think part of me was like, I don't want to send it in because then once I send this in, it'll be gone and there'll be no proof that I actually won, which, I mean, duh, I would get the comic book as proof. But anyway, I was young. I, didn't process fully, like, oh yeah, but if I don't turn this in, I don't get the comic book. Anyway, so, so that's why this is like the saddest thing in my collection. Like, I kept it all these years because I just was so excited and thought it was so cool that I won. Like I said, I totally forgot I had this still and forgot I had all the other stuff too. Well, I knew I had the Pizza Hut X-Men cups. I mean, but I didn't know I had all the other stuff. But yeah, so sad. So sad. I mean, Nabisco with their Toastettes, they were trying really hard to be relevant and to, get some of the Kellogg's Pop-Tart market, and they just couldn't do it. But I mean, look, this promotion, X-Men, super popular. I'm surprised they didn't make it longer. Or anyway, but because it's one of those things like when you think Toasters pastries, you think Pop-Tarts. And just like when you think of bandages, you think Band-Aid. Or when you say, I need, tissue for your nose, you say Kleenex. Like those brand names are associated with the product so strongly that we substitute the brand names for the actual item. So I think that's what happened just with Pop-Tarts, is that it just was so ingrained in everyone's head that they're Pop-Tarts, not toaster pastries, they're Pop-Tarts, that they just couldn't make it. So anyway, saddest thing in my collection. Still makes me a little bit sad that I never turned it in. I didn't get my special comic book. So sad. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope that kind of shows to you what kind of fan I was and how long I've been a fan. I mean, like I said, I totally forgot I even kept all that stuff. And that in itself is probably a little embarrassing. I mean, who else has X-Men SpaghettiO labels and an X-Men, Toastettes contest that they won but didn't turn in their prize, and that Nerds poster and Burger King menu and the Pizza Hut menu. Anyway, like I have said time and time again, I love X-Men, especially. I love superheroes, so I just, and plus back then, superhero stuff was more rare, I think, I will say. Now it's kind of because superhero movies are so prevalent now that they're just kind of everywhere. And I think back then they weren't as there weren't as many of them, and so you didn't see superhero stuff just everywhere like you do today. So I think that's probably also why I kept them, because I thought that was so cool that the X-Men were on SpaghettiOs or Chef Boyardee, and that they were on toaster pastries. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will join me for the next video. Until then, bye.